Hello there, so in this video I will teach you how to make emissive textures on Mcreator. You're probably wondering, what are emissive textures? Well, emissive textures are these textures that glow, and with shaders they look beautiful, like really good, as you can see here. And in this video I will just show you how to make them, and that's it. Let's go to the video. Before we start the tutorial though, I would like to credit these two guys, Mr. Shurious Gaming and Mini Mega Moo, for helping me. I would like to thank them for, well, helping me on knowing how to even make this work. Without these guys, this video would not exist. So their channels will be in the description of this video, along with the video I use as base for this one. So, to start off, in order for this whole thing to work, you will need two dependencies, which are Optifine. And the reason why we need Optifine is because without Optifine, your emissive textures will not work at all, since Optifine is what makes your emissive textures work in the first place. Now, the second thing we will need is emissive.properties. Now, you might not know what this is, but this is a very easy file to get. You just need a resource pack that has this file. So how do you get this? Right here I have visible ores. And if we open this and go to Assets, Minecraft, here, Optifine. And then here we have emissive properties, which is exactly this. And inside here, bam. So it's not only visible ores that has this file, other resource packs, I keep calling it texture pack, but it's a resource pack. So other resource packs that have glowing textures, custom glowing textures to be exact, they have this file. So you can use them. For now, let's go to the actual thing you're probably wanting to do. But remember, these two are dependencies, so without them this will not work. And it's not just the file, it's the resource pack that has the file. Any resource pack that has this file should make it work. So let's go to the actual tutorial. So right now I have my mod, well, the mod I'm making anyways. Now, how do you start? Well, it's very simple. And I will explain back here later how this whole thing works, but I will do the simplified version and I will explain it with further detail. So, how do you do this in the first place? Well, all you need to do is simple. Very simple, in fact. So, here we have the texture that I want to make emissive or glowing. So all I need to do is select the texture and click on duplicate selected. Now all I need to do here is select the exact type this texture is in, which in this case the ball texture is on blocks, so we click on blocks. But if your texture is an item, you can click on items and etc. That's it. Here we have this message here. And what this message is telling us about is that the texture ball dash texture already exists, which is this one. So all you need to do is name it the same thing as it's showing here. So, sure. And then all you need to do is go -E. And boom. Now this file is the emissive texture. Now, remember when I said about Optifine and that file? Well, after that, I must tell you that currently this texture does not work. And it doesn't work because of the dependencies, since Mcreator does not have the dependencies pre-installed. So you will need to export the mod and test it by yourself in your actual Minecraft and not in the built-in Minecraft from Mcreator. You'll need to export the mod and then use it. And I'm just saying that since I got confused on this before, and it doesn't matter if you have the texture pack, it requires Optifine. And now you're probably wondering, well, cool, I can now do the same thing with animated textures. No. Now we have a small issue, is that when it comes to animated texture, it's not the same. Right here we have two animated textures, and I want to explain you how to do it, because you cannot just click them, duplicate selected, and etc. You can't do this since it will not work. It will look extremely stretchy and it will not be animated. And the reason for that is that every animated texture has a file, and that file is what defines that texture as an animation. Let me demonstrate it to you. So first you will need to open the mod file, the Mcreator mod file. How do I do this? Simple. You click here on Workspace, and then you go into Workspace folder. And here you just go to Source, Main, Resources, Assets, your mod, and here we have Textures. Now, here is where the fun begins. So right now, these two animated textures are on blocks. So we go to blocks. And here are the thing. So this is what I was talking about. The animated textures. This file right here is a file that defines the animation. So this file will generate animation for this texture. So first let's search for our needed textures. Here we have these two textures and these two textures and these two files. Now we want to make them emissive, and lucky for you it's very easy as well. So what you want to do is copy them. You go here and copy and paste them. Now all you're going to need to do is, and then you go to renaming them. You then delete the copy or copia, it doesn't matter, the extra name, you delete that, and then you just put -e. Now on this file as well, it is needed, but note that you will need to delete the additional text that is unnecessary, and in here you just input -e. Now here's the important part. The name of the file, the name of this file must be the exact name of the texture plus its extension. So here we have negativity, and here we have negativity.png, since this is a PNG. So after you've done this, it should work. This should work. And if it doesn't work, well, something is clearly wrong. Either you're missing one of these two, or the file that allows the texture to be animated isn't named correct, and that's it. Now you're probably wondering how this whole thing works. Well, it's very simple actually. Very simple. When the resource pack that has this file in it is loaded, it has this. You remember that this file has this bit of text inside of it, this command. And this thing is telling to Optifine that anything that has a -e is an emissive texture. And what will Optifine do is that when the game loads, it will get the texture and place it on top of where the texture needs to be. What Optifine will do is that the texture that has the name of this texture, for example, any texture that has the same texture but with this -e on the end, will be pasted on top. And this is basically how it works. Optifine goes and puts the emissive texture on top of the texture, and that's it. Okay, so I just finished to export the mod into my actual Minecraft, so yeah. And here are those animated textures. They're looking weird because the shader, I'm using BSL shader. But here's an example of glowing textures. We have this one, and this one. Now you're probably wondering, why is only the middle part glowing and not the whole block? Because once you did that to a block, well, the entire thing glows. Well, this is actually selective, and to do it, you basically do this. So here I'm back at Mcreator, well, after recording the video. Um, so here are the two textures. And what I meant by selective is, you see that this texture has stone and this texture is empty? Well, this empty one is the dash E. And remember what I said about Optifine just placing this on top of the regular texture? So, based on that explanation about Optifine pasting the texture dash E on top of the texture, if I remove all the stone and only keep the ore part, it will just glow the ore part. Since there's no stone to glow, it will just glow the ore. And this applies to these textures here, these, and basically any semi-transparent textures like this one as well. And that's basically it. It also works with items, like here it works with items, models, and etc. And this is basically it. And that's basically it. These textures look amazing. Like, you can do that trick even with armor. Like, look, only the glow parts that I want to glow, and look at this armor. It's cool. Not only that, but this can practically work with almost anything. Even custom models such as this one, this cool lightsaber, this spear thing I made, and this blaster with those shiny crystals. And this is basically it. It's simple, it's not that complicated, and sure, it has two dependencies, but those two dependencies are so easy to get. It's not even. I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually really hope you enjoyed it, because most of the time I've been cutting because I'm not usually talking for this long and in a serious manner. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and see you later.